What's up, Blue Chips? I know I'm running a little bit late here this morning. Sorry about that. Had some interesting stuff. The kids they actually slept in a little bit this morning. Usually they wake me up around 7 o'clock. It didn't happen until 7:30 this morning. So that threw things off. They, for some reason, both wanted bacon this morning. They ran to the fridge and said, bacon, bacon, bacon. So I had to make them some bacon, which usually we eat things that don't need to be cooked in the morning. And then when I got to school, it started downpouring, pretty much right as I pulled into the parking lot. And then the school decided on the way out to ask me some questions about food and allergies and stuff like that. So, yeah, interesting morning. So let's see what we got. Go you. You got this. Let's get to it. All right, so I need to change that intro to the new one. I totally forgot about that. Looking at the SPY, SPY looks to be gapping down just a little bit, but we are still all the way up there near the all-time highs. So I'm not really too worried about, what the SPY is doing today. It's Friday. I honestly expect it to go a little bit sideways, but we shall see. Let's take a look at what everyone else is looking at real quick. We got pins. They're up on earnings. We got OCN. Well, let's draw some lines here on pins. We're just kind of looking at the daily here. We'll pull up the full screen. Let's see. Looks like we're already above that area, so it looks like we got a decent area here. And then obviously we got a pretty big area up here, but that's pretty far away. That'd be an interesting run. So around that $30 area, that might be a key area to look at for pins. OCN. Just going right off the gapper list, guys. Bacon is a lifestyle. So true, Mr. Gifford. Good morning, Thomas, as well. OCN, not really going to be interested there unless it makes some kind of a crazy run. The daily, we'll put a line there at 2. Kind of looks like there's some decent resistance there. A little bit over 2. The 200's right there around like 170, so this thing would really need to run for us to be interested. Pins we already looked at. ASRT, I guess we skipped that because we were looking at pins. The range on this one isn't that great either. Looking at the daily, there's some decent resistance right around $3. It's in that bit of a curve up, right? This isn't essentially a gap fill because this happened intraday, but as you can see, it's got some pretty good room to run here. It's coming up to the 200 right at 2, so that actually might be a pretty key spot as well. Let's see what else we got. TNAV, I've actually traded this in the past because it's my wife and I'm Tim, she's Amanda, and my last name starts with a V. TNAV. I thought that was pretty cool when I found this ticker the first time around and it was making a move. So I decided to play it. And I remember it was up over $10. It was after it had made one of these big moves. And, but yeah, now it's all the way down here. Apparently, TNAV is not doing so hot. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this could be a little dangerous. There's really not too much on the daily holding it down. Maybe the $7 area, but that's about it. It was previous resistance twice, and then it was used as support once here. But on the way up to that high of, looks like around almost 12, it didn't really hit anything. It didn't really use anything crazy. I mean, I guess you could say this was used as support twice, and it was almost used as resistance once. So maybe around right over that $8 area, that could be a fairly key area as well. Let's keep moving on here. Got about 3 minutes. Actually interested to see what CMEG. If you also notice too, I changed some things around on my charts. I changed my volume to orange. I changed my line to orange. This is my favorite color. I made the pre-market shaded so we can see like what the pre-market is. I took the lines off of the daily, just make it look a little bit cleaner. DAS had an update. I believe it was last night or maybe even the day before. But there was some pretty cool things that you could do. Let me see if I can show you one real quick. I don't know if I have it active. Let me unlock my montages here. Right click, chart area, config. Okay, so I do have it. So if I were to put a short order in, I'm just going to do it with my demo account just so I don't mess something up here. We'll just go up there towards 44.50 or we'll do 44.25 just so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, make sure I'm not messing this up. Short, and it's pretty cool. It puts a little thing on your screen, shows you where the order would be getting placed instead of just the arrow. Now you get like this pretty cool little arrow thingy going on. And if we go over to my order screen, you'll see that now it actually highlights. I made it so it's red for my demo account and green for my real account. So that way, if for some reason I put an order out and I see green in my peripheral vision, I'll be like, oh, crap. Maybe just to kind of eliminate the mistakes that I've made in the past when it comes to that. So SKX, this thing's gapped up pretty well. It's right near its highs. I wonder if these are all-time highs, right around 44.50. Let's try to scroll back a little bit here on the daily. So it's not all-time highs, but it is at that key area. So what this means to me is it's a little dangerous if it does get through that 44.50 area because it has more room to go. When you get to all-time highs, people tend to kind of sell into that. So we'll keep an eye on this one. But let's see. We'll draw another line over here. Looks like right around that $50 area. 50 is always a key number as well. We got anything else? XNet. I feel like we've looked at this one before. No shares there. Uber. I'm assuming a lot of these are up on earnings, by the way. Uber, we don't have any shares on it anyway. NVTA. This thing took off in like the middle of the day yesterday. It's even gapping up a little bit more. Kind of keep an eye on it there around that 26.50 area maybe. And then it's got the high there of around 29. So we got about 30 seconds here. Just going to kind of see what happens, right? We're just going to kind of see what happens. What's up, Giovanni? Welcome. If there's no bell sound for you guys this morning, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to hear it. Whether you guys hear it or not, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but we shall see. So good luck to everybody. 3, 2, 1. There it is. And I can see that you guys can see it as well, so that's good. There goes TNAV. Got our nice little hot buttons here as well. Let me go back to something that you guys can see the scanners on. Just letting things take their course. YTEN, I know we didn't have anything there. No shorts, it's a lower float. ZGNX, it's red on the day. Oh, it's a huge gap down. It's on SSR. We're going to leave that one alone. We have TNAV up on our other chart for right now. TWLO, it's a higher price stock. This thing actually ran yesterday too. Yeah, out of the gate. Probably leave this one alone. That thing looks a little dangerous. I don't like ones that kind of do that. They dip down and then just absolutely rip. Usually means there might be somebody behind that a little bit. CCJ, nothing there. EGAN. Of course you would come for applesauce and bacon all at the same time. You want more? All right. Be right back, guys. Kids obsessed with applesauce and bacon. TWOU. Nothing there. Really nothing really doing what we wanted to do here. CCJ. We don't have shares there. We had already looked at that one. TWOU or TWOU. We didn't look at this one pre-market. This actually has a pretty big gap to fill if it gets there. Looks like Around 20 cents. It's got a ways to go to get to the gap though. And the 200's right there too. 26.65. SYNA. So more expensive. This is it's only a 33 mil float. It's pretty expensive stock though. Looks like it's all-time highs. Nope. It's crazy. TDC. Here we go. Volume's there. Let's take a look at the daily. Around 27. I'll say it's not letting me move my line. Right around where it bounced was where the resistance was. So that's not really giving us an entry. Obviously, we had missed the entry there if we were looking to play the front side anyway. HBI. What do we got here? This is a weird daily because let me zoom in a little. There we go. So it's right around the 200. Let's go see if we can go back a little bit here. Right at the 200. It's got some good resistance, a little over 16. The 200 is sitting at 1530. See if this wants to give us an entry. TNAV is starting to make its way up, but nothing quick yet. ADRO, nothing there. SYNA, that's the one that we'd like to see go over that pre-market, or actually after hours high. Watching HBI here, it's given us the setup that we're looking for. 1509. So TNAV, we have it up. We'll go full screen with scanners here just so you guys can see. We're looking for it to go through this pre-market high, which is at 630. Let's go to 1534. Let's load some shares here. All right, we're going to start HBI here. Gave us that dip under that 1509 that we were looking for. Oh, that's pretty cool. There we go, right through 15. That's a bit of a stretch though for 2 to 1. See what it wants to do. TNAV is on the scanners. It's just not giving us that entry that we're looking for, though. Looks like it's actually starting to come back down. So we are getting a decent drop here on HBI. We ended up with 100 shares. So maybe if it wants to try to drop a little bit more towards the initial R, we could take some off. Because that move wasn't that big to try to give us that whole move back. It would have to go almost all the way down to break even on the day for itself. It's trying to bounce off VWAP, but we'll let it go. So TNAV is just being really slow. It's not really doing what we want. What's wrong, bud? Oh, here we go. Here we go. GDT is doing a show with no sound. What? Like he's just not talking? Kiddo. Wow, this thing just shooting right back up the high day on us. We actually might have been a little heavy because we hit the button to risk 25 bucks and then it actually shot down a little bit before we got a chance to get in. Man, look at this thing. Wow, that's okay. Camden, what is your problem? I've given you everything that you want this morning. What else do you want? You want more bacon? I can give you some more. You're gonna eat the whole pound of bacon. Eat your bacon first. There's still applesauce in there. You don't need more. You've got to be kidding me. So that was obviously a little bit too heavy on the share size. But now we'd have a better entry. We're looking for the sloppy seconds. I can't believe it went up there, stopped me out, and then came right back down. You gotta be kidding me. It literally gave us the top tick, too. High days 1537. It filled us at 1537. All right, let's look for something else. I don't know what to do, guys. I feel like I'm not doing anything differently. What the heck is this? UTE or UTI. It's a lower float. It's just sitting there. I'm gonna stay away from that one. KZR are kind of doing the same thing. Oh man. I mean, what is this crap? Give me a break. You gotta be kidding me. I can't chase this. I was gonna say I'm gonna get in for the descending triangle, but I'm just chasing it at this point. And now everything that's moving is all low floaters. KZR just dumped from the heavens. And the market has me doubting myself right now. I will tell you that. It's like I know that the market is obviously does not give two craps about me personally, but man, it's like this is happening a lot where like it was all the way down here and then it just moved up just through high of day just to stop me out real quick. Like what the heck? It's ridiculous. Can't I like I'm just going to say it this way. I can't catch a break lately. I don't feel like I'm playing these incorrectly. It's just I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, if it's going to not come down to where we're looking to take profits and then just run up the high day and stop us out, and there's nothing we can do. It's just going to keep doing it until it doesn't. VXRT, nothing there. SGBX, it's a lower float. SSR anyway. What did TNAV end up doing? Nothing. It did try to get through that high, but then it didn't do it. It just pretty much collapsed. And now it's just going sideways. AAWW, another lower float and higher price, low volume. Wonder how many I missed on the other side. Later, Mr. Gifford. Dude, that was a pretty big drop there on AAWW. It's like now I'm just trying to be disciplined and patient, looking for an entry on something else, and it's Friday. So the odds are we're not going to get anything. I do think I need to go back to 4 charts, though, so that I'm not constantly... So that way I can keep some that are possibilities up. I feel like 2 charts just isn't enough. Thinking about taking an entry here on EGAN, just the descending triangle, as well as the whole dollar right there. Seeing if it wanted to try to push up back towards VWAP though real quick. We'll let it do its thing. Still just waiting for something else as well. Like before we couldn't keep up and now there's nothing. Funny how that works. There we go. See what it wants to do here. Holy crap, KAR. This thing looks, it's about to halt. Take a look at this thing. It's in a gap fill right now. Up to like 24.50. It's like refusing to halt. Keeps climbing here. Still watching EGAN. I'd love to see this thing get over 15, actually make a pop up there towards like 15, this area again, 15, 16. This KAR is going nuts. So I'd like to see this pop through 15 here on EGAN. Blue, blue, blue. Looks like it's trying to halt here, KAR. There we go. We're through 15 on EGAN. See what it wants to do. Wow, KAR didn't halt. It's still going. It's going right for that gap fill at 24.50. They keep delaying the halt. Keeps trying, as you can see on the montage, but it's not quite getting there. the imbalance is not getting there. It's getting, the halt price is getting to the ask, but there's not enough people coming in on the bid. OCN, nothing there. Jeez, look at that drop. Nothing like a full point drop in the matter of like 30 seconds. Dun, dun, dun. It's really not an entry we're looking for. The only entry we could have possibly had looking to play the back end was under 2350, but that happened so fast there's no way we would have got the entry we were looking for. It's going to prove us wrong. It's just going to go all the way back down to 2150. Look at that crap. I don't know what to think this week, guys. I really don't. Don't know what to think. All right. I missed a penny there. Alright, we're going to try this one more time. I'm just going to risk off this pivot point that it made, 1506. Just see if this wants to continue down or not. I think I might get rid of these order things. I'm not really liking them, to be honest. Alright, now why is it not going away? Out of here. High-end order. Maybe I have to restart the platform, which I'm obviously not going to do that right now, so we'll just leave it. So we jump back in looking for this to be a descending triangle, just risking off the top of this. So small risk, looking for a bigger reward. See if it wants to give us a drop. maybe down here towards the lows of or where it closed yesterday. So now we also have yesterday's high here to hopefully be used as possible resistance. It was being used as support, as you can see. But since we got through it, hopefully we can dive back down here. So 1506, just to give you guys some insight here, if we want to do like 2 to 1 and whatnot, let's see. So our average is 1493, so 1507 minus 1493, got 14 cents. So we would need to make 28 cents to get at least minus 28. So we'd need 1465 to make 2 to 1. We're just going to keep our stop in here where it's at and see if this wants to work lower. So I feel like the minimum we're going to look to take here is that 67 area. Constantine, it cracks me up. You've got to be kidding me looking at KAR. Look at this thing. Oh. Biting my tongue. See if we can get this breakdown here on HBI. It's trying. Go. We got through 80. We'll put our order. Who's that? Christopher. Welcome, man. Appreciate that. What's up, Charlie? Otherwise known as Easy Trader. What's going on, man? Do you just trade stocks or do you trade Forex? Suki, I only trade stocks. I don't trade Forex. Yeah, Jeff, that was pretty crazy on KAR. Little kick in the nuts there. It would have been nice if HBI did that for us, but it decided that it didn't want to. Wanted to jump up there and stop us out real quick. I mean, even if this would have just not touched over high a day to stop us out, literally top ticking it, we would have at least, you know, we would have still been in this. So instead of playing catch up, we would have just still been in it with a better average because our first entry was 1506. I was having more success when I was longing. Yeah, I guess I could look at the stats on that. It's actually an interesting thought. But I know in the past I've been pretty short biased. Our average is 93. We got a decent little pivot point here at 91. So we're going to actually move our stop down to break even here. If it wants to get back up to that point, I mean, it's going back through this support area and everything, so it really wouldn't be worth holding on to at that point. Obviously, we're looking to ride this down, but we'll just move our stop down, so it's basically a break-even trade at least. Essentially a stress-free trade, right? It can't be a loser. Just looking for this to kind of continue down. We'll actually put the range order in now for that 2-to-1. 1465. Got it backwards. 1465. 1492. Cancel this one, and we shall put our range order in. So this will be a 2-to-1 trade if it does take us out at 1465. If not, it'll be a break-even trade. So pretty stress-free trade at this point. I feel like we could get a nice little flush here. We haven't really had like a good flush just yet, so we could work down towards that 65 area or 50 area. What's wrong, bud? What's wrong? What's wrong? All your cars? Did you knock all your cars out?
What's wrong, Cloud Monster?
I got something else for you. Are you tired already? Want some more of this?
You can join our picnic.
Here you go.
You're being very thorough, Police Officer Freeze.
I have to be. 2 police commissioners will drop by to see if I'm doing a good job as a police officer. Everything has to be perfect.
Well, then we won't keep you. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Why are you not wearing your official cleaning hat? No cleaning hat.
I tried. Got bought up. 71. BNTC. Oh, it's getting like halted left and right on no volume.
Why aren't you singing? Singing. A police officer at the red light should be singing.
What's wrong, bud? What's wrong? Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, there's really not much to talk about, guys. Just kind of waiting for other opportunities as well as just letting HBI do its thing. Yeah, and look at KZR. That thing was nuts. Low float, pretty much straight up, straight back down as well.
I don't know half the laws. I'm not fit to be a police officer.
Can't be right. We need to get to the bottom of this, Morphle.
So obviously HBI, the volume is pretty much died out completely. So it might be a little bit of a slower trade from here on out.
No hats in the park.
You want to go lay down, bud? Oh, you know what? Come here, let me get you something.
No picnics with a blanket, or near a tree, or with the baskets. With Peter Freeze gone, we can do anything, York. Yeah, Stein.
Bandits! No, they need a phone of strange laws. You can play at that game.
Oops, sorry. You will be sorry once I find. Where is it? Let me see. So, no, not that one. Here it is. When a person bumps into the police commissioners should keep walking. Okay? Come on, York. They have to leave their bag of loot at the door of the police station and go inside. They now have to take off their fake mustaches and call out, "We're the bandits." Wait,
Oh, boy.
because to me, you're under arrest.
ASRT. Hey, Charlie. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was messing around with it all last night and I was thinking about doing that over the weekend because there were some pretty cool things that I had seen that you can do. Like if you go into your main area, you can make the back, like you can make it all black now. It's pretty cool. This thing loves to squeeze up, but not really get some good drops down. What's our stop sitting at? 92, I said. Yep, there it goes. Decent orders there at 90, but if it goes through, I'm only assuming it's going to go right to our stop. Look at this grind down and then just bloop, squeeze back up.
Why can't they be quiet for once?
And there it is. And we didn't even get our 92. We ended up getting 93. So break even trade, but after commissions it won't be, so obviously. Oh boy. Just going to go through here and look at all the trades.
Vanderboos doesn't want to play with you.
That were
Fun. But
possible misses here.
together.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Even if we would have looked for an entry here, or even here, we would have got stopped out on both.
With these seeds, my hedge will grow so big that those pesky neighbors won't be able to annoy me any longer.
I don't think we have share. Oh, we did have shares on this one. Same thing though. HBI. HBI we obviously know about. That's the one that we played twice. So, I mean, at least we were right about that kind of a pivot area. I mean, if it wanted to get back through there, the odds are it was going to at least try to continue. All right, let's see what else there was. SKX. I think we had pulled this one up, but yeah, it wasn't really extended. I mean, our entry would have been on this candle here. It would have kept us in play. It didn't get back to high a day. So our entry would have been right under 40, the 44 break. So I guess this would have worked, but I mean, looking at the previous resistance, you would have been getting short right into that. So I don't really know if that would be a good call. We had a severe thunderstorm warning this morning, but we just got heavy rain, at least where I'm at. If I had a tornado warning, I don't really know what I'd do. I don't have a basement. Be climbing into this closet right here. How much further you want me to zoom out? There you go. I'll never get into this HBI stock again. It has room all the way up to 1,198. I'm looking at the daily. I was being funny. Or I just had it clicked. There it is. It's kind of funny. Let me see, SKX. So I guess you're talking about extended from all the way down here at 38, and you're not talking about extended through just previous highs right here, which is what I was looking at. Back, what action did y'all find? Not much, Mr. Gifford. Vincenzo apparently found a tornado. William, how hard is it to short $1 to $15 stock on CMEG? It's not really so much the price that you have to be worried about with CMEG. It's more so the float. The lower the float, the harder it is usually to find shorts available. But as you can see, I believe we're looking at, I mean, even just the one that we just traded, what was it, HBI? Oh, that was actually $15. Sorry. For some reason, I thought it was smaller. There was a bunch this morning that were cheaper stocks. Of course, I'm not going to be able to roll them off my tongue. Let's see. I tend to forget them as I'm not playing them. TNAV was one of them. I mean, again, it really depends on the float of the stock more so than the price. Mr. Gifford seems to hate their non-existent shorts, but I've never really had any issues with them. But then again, I don't really play low floaters. So I guess that could be the difference maker. Let's see what else I may have missed. UIS. There's nothing there. Let's see SKX again real quick. I just want to look at some times. 37. Yeah. Actually got in after that. Yeah, KAR, that thing was just nuts. It's not even that I was necessarily scared to play it. I was just trying to play the back end of it because that was kind of what was in my head. You sound whiny. So, like, just for instance, APDN's going off on the scanner here. We don't have shares on it. It's I mean, it's only a 3 mil float, but it is a lower price stock. And most of the time, lower floats are usually lower priced anyway, so they usually do kind of go hand in hand. But like ADRO here, I actually had shorts on this earlier, but I don't now. It's on SSR as well. AVXL, nothing there. So, like, for instance, BNTC and APDM both going off on the scanner. We don't have shorts on either of them. So they're low price, but they are low float as well. Looks like BNTC is actually trying to halt here. LLIT, I know, is another one we don't have shares on because that was running last week. That's only a 16 mil float. CMEG, Mr. Gifford, doesn't really run out of shares. They either just have them or they don't. It's very rare that they'll have shares and take them away. It's more common that they don't have shares, more so. Like, they don't have... Because usually when something's shortable, if you click on it, it'll show you that it's pretty much unlimited shares. Charlie. Because that's not what I'm about. I'm here to be the channel that isn't here to sell you anything. I'm here to be the channel that you can come to and know that what you're watching is the truth. That's the whole point of my channel. I'm not here to sell anybody anything. I provide links to my affiliations with Intensity Stockwatch scanners as well as CMEG because they're the tools that I use. And if I can get you a discount on those tools that I use and it benefits you and me, I guess, at the same time, then so be it. But I'm not here to make money off of you guys. I'm here to make money in the market. That's kind of the whole point. And I started the channel just to kind of share my journey and have like a video journal. And it kind of turned into what it is now, to where I'm trying to help people and hopefully get them before they end up at one of those YouTube channels that are trying to sell you a course and whatnot. I will do everything in my power to try to teach you just here on YouTube through my videos without having to sell you anything. Like, that's kind of the whole point. But you really shouldn't be learning too much from me. I mean, you can try to like learn from my successes and my mistakes as much as you can, but I'm definitely not a professional trader. If anything, I'm a break-even trader at this point, and I'm really trying to figure out how to take it to the next level. So you can see I've been bouncing around these last few months trying to kind of figure myself out, for that matter. And right now I'm in a little bit of a downswing. So, and I know what happens. Back when I used to play poker all the time, I used to go on upswings and I used to go on downswings. Sometimes it feels like the world's against you, but in reality, it's just the way the probabilities work. All right? Probabilities are called probabilities for a reason. I've seen them run out. Don't remember on what. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you click the short, you're never going to see this number change. Every once in a while, if it's like a lower float and the price starts getting really high, they'll tend to get rid of them because they tend to know that if people start getting short up here, they might lose some decent money if people start shorting it. So it is kind of a, not a cool thing to do, but it's, hey, it's kind of what you have to deal with. I bought Ricky's course when I was just starting off. I regret it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people will tell you that any course that you buy online, it's no different than something you could have just found online for free. So a lot of courses and some books out there, that people push a lot, they're really just regurgitated information that you could find online. And that's kind of what I'm getting at with my channel is I just try to put that information out there for you guys regardless. And, obviously I'm not making you pay for it. Again, people always tell me to say this, but if you feel like I helped you and you want to donate, feel free. There's a link in the description, but I never asked for that stuff. I remember I've had quite a few people say, come and ask me where the link is. And when they do donate, as I've always told everybody, I put it right back into the channel. The microphone, I used to have a really crappy microphone. The webcam, I used to have a really crappy. Like, if you go back and watch some of my early videos, you'll see the difference. And that all just comes from you guys supporting the channel. Anytime I get something from you guys, it goes right back into the channel. The green screen that I use like on Friday nights, I haven't been using it lately because since my little one started growing up, he went from not playing with it at all to trying to yank it down all the time. So that's why I haven't been using it on the morning live streams. Just like my headphones so that I can constantly hear as I walk around the house. That was a really nice upgrade. I actually got 2 new monitors. I'm trying to think of what else I got. Oh, the light for like when I need the lighting. I know there's some other stuff. I've went over it before, just looking at random stuff. Just like little stuff like the inspirational sayings. Got that at Five Below, but it's all from just the money you guys have given me, and it helps, right? It helps me invest back into you guys. It helps support the channel so that I don't ever kind of feel like I'm getting burnt out doing it. I know that I'm making a purpose. And I'm not saying you have to donate to let me know that I am, fulfilling your your needs, but at the same time, it does show me when people do donate that I am doing, something right. And that it allows me to keep pushing forward, to keep doing it. Even though I'm in a huge losing streak right now, and it kind of sucks, but yeah, just kind of dealing with it. Looks like it kind of got us again here with our entry. Decided to come back up, shoot through VWAP a little bit, get rejected at 15 the second time around. Now it's coming back down. I'm curious. The only reason I even have it up is I'm just curious if it would get down to that 65 area. so that I could kick myself for not holding my original stop, my original risk, because it never got back up there to that 1507. My thought process behind it, though, was it came down and got this close. It's like, why would I let it go all the way back against me? And the odds are, if it did get past that little pivot area, it was most likely going to get there anyway. So that's the reason for stopping out break even. But is that me not accepting the risk, or is that me being smart, you know, assuming that a stock is going to do something based off of what it looks like? So who knows at this point, right? Yeah, I do tend to do giveaways, as Kevin knows. We just gave away a full year of the TraderSync journal, the pro account. So I've given away 3 other ones of those. I give away 2 weeks of the Team ISW package every once in a while. And if anybody is interested in the scanners, not, you know, I'm not, again, trying to sell you, but if you're just interested in them and want to talk about them and like learn some more information about them, without, you know, being in a group setting, feel free to just email me. It's in the About section of my YouTube page. You can find me on the Discord. I'll put the Discord link in the chat for you. Again, and if you have any questions just about anything, it's really up to you guys to ask the questions, right? I can't answer the questions if you don't ask the questions. That's good to hear, Kevin. I absolutely love TraderSync. Let me give you guys, I'll put my trades in from today just to show you. I mean, look at this craziness right now. Look at all these losses. It's crazy. So, oops, wrong button. Let's go to my CMEG platform, right click, export, and I'll show you guys how easy it is too, by the way. I actually do have, I am affiliated with TraderSync as well. There's a link down in the description. He's actually working on getting some coupon codes. So we'll see if those come about. He said probably about the beginning of March. Feb 7th .csv. All right, minimize that. We'll open this. We'll go to add trade. I already have this set up, but as you guys can see, depending on your broker, I mean, there's absolutely probably every broker in here, so you don't have to worry about that. So I have DOS. Everything else is self-set. All you do is go down here, find where you just saved that. I'm going to put this back into a list. I don't know why I changed it to that. So February 7th, open, import, and it should say open 2 trades over here. I did click it, right? Let's try clicking it again. Let's try hitting refresh. Sometimes it gets stuck because I leave my browsers up overnight. So sometimes it gets stuck and you just have to hit refresh. There it goes. So imported 2. We'll go back to our dashboard and you will see the 2 new ones here. And as you can see, this was our break-even trade, but our net will actually be a little in the negative. I see LLIT is going off on the scanners, by the way, but we don't have shares there. Just to let you guys know, it's beeping in my ear. So now if we go back, it actually doesn't come up just because of the break-even. That's interesting. That's the first time I've had like an actual break-even trade, so. Put commissions in here for the first trade. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put the entries in the followed plan. So 1 entry. I did follow the plan. Just didn't work yet again. And if you notice, the one thing I can be proud of is I am sticking to my plan. That's the one, like, throughout all of these losses, like if we go down here, like, look how when I started tracking if I was following my plan or not, did not. And when I did follow my plan, like if you broke it down, I was making money if I followed my plan. I was losing money if I didn't. But then we decided to go on a losing streak. So as you can see, that's the one plus throughout all of this is I followed my plan every single trade, right? They've all been losers, which we all know from the past. That's actually the hardest time to follow your plan is when you're in a loser, right? Because you don't want to cut the trade. You don't want to do all kinds of different things. You want to make the trade a winner. And yeah, so the fact that that has happened the way that it has, I'm pretty happy with that. Good question there, Kevin. I'm trying to go to my channel real quick. It should be down in the description. If you go down and click on. That's why I'm
Because
just
you don't
literally pulling up the stream. Don't forget that like button, by the way, helps out the YouTube algorithm. So if you go down and click on the link under Intensity Stock Watch Scanner discount, you'll see that it says you get up to 30% off like for the lifetime of your subscription. Then if you scroll down, I'm sorry, scroll down for the Elite version, it would be $96 a month, which is 20% off the original $120, and the ISW Platinum, which is all the scanners. So and that would be $160, and the original price is $229 or $230. So the Elite, you get 5 scans, which is these 5. You get the both minus I3 and the plus I3, and then you get the top scanner, and then both gap up and gap down, which is the essentials, right? The only thing you don't get with this is you don't have the float, and you can't really see this. It's kind of hard to zoom in, but basically with the Platinum, you get every scanner that ISW offers. You end up getting like the high a day scan, the low a day scan, the bear scan watch list, the earnings, the trackers, just like all the different scanners, the unusual volume. Just trying to, let me see. I think that was the main, like you get the after hours watch list. There's a bunch of different ones. And then it comes like with some cool features. Plus on the scans themselves, let me show you guys. Did I still have that on the, yeah, I did. Crap, sorry. So you probably couldn't even see that. I actually exited out. You get I mean, I told you the prices, so that was really all that really matters. And then I was saying the float on the scanners themselves. So you would need the Platinum. The Elite, it doesn't come with the float. So if you like looking at the float before you get into a trade, you would have to use the Platinum version. What is this TDC doing? Obviously, the BNTC is going crazy, as you can see. How did you add a column for following your plan? Haha, wouldn't you like to know? No, I'm just kidding. So go right here above where it says, or the little wheel. Let me make sure I'm on full screen, which I am not. Okay, so over here you see the wheel, the settings wheel. Click that, and you can actually choose the columns that you want to show and what you don't want to show. So there's a bunch of different options. I'm actually, once he gets the website fully set up to where I feel comfortable with it, I'm going to do a review on the TraderSync journal. I'm just letting him get everything finished first, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it because there's so many cool things that you can do with this. I mean, like going over to the overview, you can have this. I got him to add the line chart. So that's pretty cool. You can see your overall equity curve. You can come down here. You can see your cumulative return, the net return, your net losses, all that good stuff. You can break it down by wins. When you do go back to your dashboard, you can break everything. Like, so when I started trading the intensity strat was February 8th. So if I go back to February 8th all the way to today, I can hit apply. So that way I can see, since I changed my strategy, what I'm at since then. So I'm actually at an 80-20 win-loss percentage. I'm still, positive when trading just that strategy and so forth. So you can really break it down in so many different ways. BNTC still going. Sorry, I thought I had taken this off my screen. Yeah, and again, the only reason I get super excited when I talk about those things is not because I'm affiliated with them. The reason I use them, the tools that I use, is because I like them and I use them daily. So when I get excited about them, don't think that I'm trying to sell you. A lot of people, take it that way, but I just get genuinely excited to talk about these things because they're so cool. None of my plays, when I'm winning, I know it doesn't look like I win very much this week, but when I am trading well, and even when I'm not trading well, all of my plays do come off the scanners. I love to be able to just jump on here, and you really don't need to do any prep. You can jump on, look at the gap up watch list if you want, but a lot of times the gap up watch list is not the plays that end up popping on the i3 scanner. So I just absolutely love the i3 scan because it just gives you the plays all day. I mean, especially all morning. That's when I like to trade, obviously. You need me to open this? And especially with the little ones, I don't really have time to prep. So it's basically just me jumping on here 10 minutes before they open. What do you got in there? How did you get that? Found a donut. BNTC's halted again. You don't see that column under settings, not on your screen either. Wait, what? Mistakes. It's right here on the left. Mistakes and setups. So setups is over here on the right side. Mistakes is third from the bottom on the left side. Setups is fifth from the top on the right side.
I'll take care of you two. Bye-bye, buddy. I'm training for the bull riding competition, but I only have this kind.
Looks like pretty much everybody in ISW did really well today, minus me. Came close to at least evening the day out here on this second trade. I almost tried the 84% rule on the way back down on HBI, and I wonder if that would have worked. If we would have got the same entry, 1506. Let's do the math real quick. 1506. We would have had the same stop, so 1536. So that's 30 cents. So 1506 minus, well, it would have had to have been minus 60, right? Because we need 2 to 1. So 1446. So it would have been even lower. But we would have still been in the trade, right? We would still be riding this thing out. But we would need all the way down here, which is pretty much at yesterday's close. So not too sure that would have worked out, but who knows? I was looking for a yes, no. Okay. Hey, we all make mistakes. Looks like we're going to get that drop to 65 this time. I just wanted to hit it real quick so I can stop looking at it. 67. Oh, you hit me with the milk. You hit me with the milk. You silly boy. hitting me with the cereal now. You're so silly. Well, it's been fun on the intensity scanner group trial. Wish I could afford it maybe later. I got you, Mr. Gifford. Yeah, that is the one thing. It is a little pricey, especially for someone just beginning, but it's one of them things where they can pay for themselves. And they definitely can pay for themselves. I'm not very good proof of that at this point in time, but they do provide you with the best opportunities. It's that simple. They provide you with these intense moves with a high probability setup that they're going to reverse, which even on all my losers that I've been taking, look at this. This made a move up. It was on the scanners. It came back down, and it ended up working out. But just the way that my strategy was implied into the move is what didn't work. It's not that the scanners didn't work, because the scanners worked perfectly, right? It moved up, and it eventually came back down. That's what the scanner is designed to do. Same with like huge moves like KAR. Same difference. Huge move up, huge move down. I'm not saying you're going to always get a huge move right back down, but that's the whole point of the scanners, is to find you the high probability subs. The stronger the move, the weaker the trend, right? That's what we always say. And there it is. You crapper HBI. Here's what it is. Now I can stop looking at it. Let's go look at what's Tesla doing or something. I saw Tesla actually try to get back up to 800 yesterday. Got close. Got to 792. What was the high? 793. What's the daily on this look like? You're not letting me zoom in on the daily. Let's see what CAH looks like. Yeah, it does kind of have that DT-ish look, huh? Watch it. We'll see what it does. So if I'm looking for a one-to-one from this point, can't mess with me, Brian. Okay, maybe that is kind of funny. First day. Yep, today is my first day. Yeah, Mr. Gifford. That's one thing that's for sure. The scanners definitely are solid. 100%. 62, 68. We're sitting at 67. I'd like to see this squeeze a little bit tighter. Maybe give one more little bump into this trend line for me to enter it. I'd actually look to enter it up there. We're at yesterday's high as well. It actually tried to use that as resistance, it looks like. Only if Ty could learn how to type. Paul, what's up, man? Where'd you go? You disappeared. What's going on, man? Just in time for my week finish on a nice red note. Not that today was bad. Am I still on full screen yet? Let me go back to my week wasn't horrible as far as P&L wise goes, but it's been a bit of a losing week. The most losses I've ever had in a single week. He loves dumping those cars. So it's looking like it's not going to give us that pop. I don't really want to chase this. Let's see what it does. What's the low here? 62. So it's not even technically below the line there just yet. Everyone's being jerks today. Just been working, man, working on my house, been studying a little more, actually a lot more. Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely what you want to do, man. If I honestly wish I would have had the patience to just study the market for a year before ever jumping in. But I will tell you that studying a year versus trading for a year is going to be completely different. It would take you probably 5 years of studying to learn what you could probably learn in 6 months of actually trading. At least that's my view on it. I mean, studying, like learning the terminology and all that stuff, that's one thing. But trying to study how to actually just trade, to me, experience kind of wins in that factor. $60. I'm gonna go for the 60 risk here. See if it wants to pop through 80 real quick. All right. We're gonna risk the 60 here. We're gonna look for this DT to kind of play out. Just put our stop over. If it gets through 60, it'll probably be a fail. It'll kind of give us a set risk as well. This will be probably our last trade for the day. We're gonna look for this to kind of flush down, give us that 1-to-1 down towards the through 59.50. I guess I should put this in, huh? 60.01. There we go. All right. Yeah. We're in there. See if we can actually get the breakdown through 62. That's what we're looking for here. So we're right in at 75, so 1-to-1, 60-01, we'd be looking for that 50 area. We see if we can get that breakdown through 62, I think we'll get there. I never grasped risk management in one day. It just clicked. It's so true. Risk management is obviously probably the biggest part of this. And I started to realize that very quickly. Thanks, Jeff. A win would be nice, huh? So risk management, it's very something that I struggled with, right? I would have all these winners, and they'd be a little bit smaller because I was really bad at letting my winners ride a little bit. And then every once in a while, I would break rules and be a deer in headlights, and my risk management would go out the window. And I would give back sometimes a whole month. There was one time I gave back 2 months worth of profit in one trade, and that is definitely not proper risk management. So I think that's kind of why I've started trying to look for what people are calling the safer plays. And sometimes that can be a negative thing because you're not really accepting the risk. Although I think by taking the safer plays and accepting the risk within those safer plays is really starting to help me open my eyes just to the overall aspect of accepting the risk and realizing that as long as you're not breaking your rules constantly, you should be just fine. So I feel like I'm trying to step back and look at the bigger picture and realize that I'm going through a process right now, and that's all there is to it. The process is going to take place because I'm not quitting, and we just have to figure it out. That's what it comes down to. And right now on CAH, we're looking at this to be a descending triangle, and we're going to see if it wants to play out. I took the Bulls on Wall Street course, which included a year of chat room access. When you know nothing, it's helpful, but I still blew out 2 tiny accounts. I'm trying not to lose account number 3. Yeah, I mean, the one disadvantage of those chat rooms, and, you know, they're more geared to kind of lead you, in a sense, more so than teach you. That's why they throw that course out there, because they'll always have that fallback where they can just be like, you know, did you go take the course yet? Like, did you read everything in the course? Like, it's kind of their way of getting off the hook of actually trying to mentor you. And to me, I've never taken any of those courses, but just hearing other people's experiences, it always seems that way. It's like, again, you can sit there and study something, but it's no different than watching a pro athlete play a sport on TV. You can study everything that he does, but to actually go out and do the same thing, it's obviously not that easy. So it's the same thing with trading. I can watch someone trade perfectly every single time, and I can try to go imitate exactly what he's doing, but it's just not going to work because I don't have the skill set that he has. I don't have the experience that he has. I don't have just the overall knowledge of everything that he has, right? I don't have the same emotions that he has. I can guarantee you that no beginner trader, maybe 1 out of a billion people, might have the emotions already set to be a trader. But when you first start trading, your emotions are not going to be wired correctly to be a trader. I'm going to tell you that straight up. I mean, I'm still working on that. I feel like these last 3-4 weeks have really made a difference as far as my emotional state goes. But I will tell you, downsizing a little bit and trying different strategies with smaller share size and stuff has really helped that. And the quicker that you learn to accept the risk and realize that when you enter a trade, you have no idea what that trade's actually going to do. You have an idea, you have a theory behind the reason you entered the trade, why you think it's going to go down, why you think it's going to go up. You have the idea, but whether that idea actually works is not up to you at all. So the quicker you realize that, the quicker you can start to move past that emotional state of trying to win every single trade. So that's something that I am just now learning, to be completely honest. And that's one of the reasons I would get caught as a deer in headlights all the time, is because I wanted to be right every single time. And I would fight and fight and fight. And that's what would happen, is I would end up being proved wrong instead of just accepting the loss. Yep, Jeff, and I agree. It's a good way to do it. And I always recommend that people just do it, but start small. Start really small. You should never be risking more than 1% of your account on any given day, especially when you're starting out. I mean, that's just plain and simple. Giovanni, who? What do you mean who? I don't know who you're talking about. They don't talk you through things the way Intensity does. Well, and that's what I said, Mr. Gifford. Pretty much every chat room out there is designed for quantity over quality. And if you notice, ISW likes to keep that room to the team, right? It's not something we advertise that you can just join. It's something that somebody that is part of the team has to willingly accept you into the room, because we're not there to just sell you on a chat room and have you follow alerts and all that stuff. We want you to come in and ask the questions so that we can answer you and help you learn, right? You'd be surprised how many people, even just recently, that have come into the room. They were there for 2 months up to a year, and they've learned what they, over the course of that year just by being in there. And now they can kind of go out on their own. Like, right? That's the whole point. So obviously they still use the scanners, but they just, they left the room because they didn't need it anymore, right? That's what we're there for. I will never leave the room because, one, I love the people that come in there, and especially on a daily basis. It's a community at this point of, the team members. And I feel like if you're in there for a year, which most people that are in there for a year, they don't end up leaving, because why would you want to leave something that awesome? I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it anyways. Yeah, lack of discipline can be a pretty big thing for most people, and that me included. Looks like right at our line is some pretty key support as well if we zoom all the way out here to yesterday. But we kind of knew that from the line that we had here from the high of day. We'll see if this wants to play out. Got the whole dollar and VWAP kind of chilling there. Some good resistance above. We're still not technically even out of the descending triangle. Let's see if we can finish the actual triangle here. There we go. So we're just kind of sitting here trying to get down through that 62 area. Looks like we are possibly getting it. I was getting ready to say we should put an order out there. There we go. I was trying to see if we get back down through 50. There we go. See if we can hold under. So we're at the 1-to-1 right here. I'm just waiting to see. I'm basically just waiting for any kind of movement back up. We could just move our stop down here. All right, so now our stop is if it gets back over 50, if it wants to shoot up over 50. Oh, and there it is. All right. For some reason, I wasn't giving it to us, so we just took it off there. All right, so we got a nice little winner there. Little DT that worked. Little 1-to-1 action. That's all DTs are supposed to be. Try to get 1-to-1 on your money. And it worked out. It's probably something that we could have held on to. It might have worked out a little bit better, but we'll be happy. We were risking 25 to make 25, and that's what we made. Made 24, but we shall take it. It might fall a little bit more, but I didn't want to risk something popping up crazy against me to give all that back, because that's really all we were supposed to go for was 1-to-1 anyway. So, yeah, obviously it's going to move further, but... So now I'm being called an idiot, sort of. I mean, on such a quick drop like that, I was literally about to put an order in, too, looking for that. But the way that it was kind of hovering around 50 there and it got back through, I kind of felt like it might squeeze back up. So we could always have looked to get back in when it got to that 62 area, but it's looking like it doesn't want to. It's just going to keep fading. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. I'm glad you guys got to at least see a winner. This is a pretty textbook play, guys. This was CAH was right off the scanners, gave us that parabolic move, and it started forming a descending triangle. If you go to the Intensity Stock Watch website, you'll see the descending triangle under the intensity blueprint. I mean, this is pretty textbook. You got the solid support line here, keep making lower highs, and it squeezes tight, and then you get the drop, right? I mean, this is as textbooked as it gets. Your platform is white. Your DOS platform, open up your main screen, go Setup, Other Configuration, and right here in the middle, you'll see the theme. You can either change it to blue or dark, and I suggest dark. So that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate the support. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below on either this or the video later that I put out. You can always jump in the Discord as well. I will post a link to that in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So have a good weekend. Don't forget about the Friday night live stream, as this thing makes me look stupid as it just continues to drop. That would have been pretty nice to still be holding. But oh well. So Friday night live stream, 10:30 Eastern. I'll see you guys then. And if I don't, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning. Peace.